Hey guys, King of Charmander here to be your judge, your jury, and your analyst, and today I bring to you Buzzwole. Buzzwole is a pretty dang beastly for the Summer Cup. It's the only fighter that resists pretty much every other counter user in the game, and it's, yeah, it looks really, its animation looks really freaking cool. So coming from GameChops Seattle, I should probably work on that blog, by the way, which is gonna get done probably 2 weeks from now. So when we have the final day for GoFest, which is that 8-hour day, that event that's going down, that final day for GoFest, that special day where they're gonna release all the Ultra Beats, I'll release it then. But for now, I got my Buzzwole going to Seattle. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully y'all that went had a lot of fun too. And this is a feature for Buzzwole for the Summer Cup. The team features Buzzwole, Galvantula, and Swampert. I don't think this is the best team for it. I kind of just slapped Galvantula in there just as a safe switch. There's more effective safe switches for this team, in my opinion. Like, I would say, like, Lickitung XL if you do have it. I don't have one. Otherwise, I would have put Lickitung XL in the middle. Or you can use Vigoroth just in case you get something like an Alolan Marowak. Because Bulldoze gives you a chance to beat Alolan Marowak in the mirror. Because Fire Spin, especially if it's a Shadow Marowak, it does a lot of damage. Although there's a lot of Noctowls going around here. And also, Viggy does pretty well against Alolan Marowak as well. Like I said, you could Bulldoze. If you Bulldoze to a shield, you come out with some win conditions. But before we get started, this is my therapist mental health tip of the day. It could easily skip this by going to the chapters, and then you can skip forward straight to the battles. But because we're talking about Buzzwole, and Buzzwole is swole, this is the mental health benefits of exercise. Research over the past decade has taught us the close link between mental health and exercise. Exercise has been found to help treat and prevent depression, anxiety, substance use, and more. The goal is worksheets to provide a convenient source of psychoeducation for clients who might benefit from starting a basic exercise program or increasing their level of physical activity. Mental and physical health are both interconnected, and actually exercise is one of the few ways you can actually treat major depressive disorder and keep it at bay. I should know because I had it, so yes, that's why I like exercising, and that's why exercising is very important if you would like to be healthy and keep yourself healthy as a clinician. And which is why Pokemon Go is actually good for your mental health as well when it comes to the casual aspect. You're walking outside with your friends, you're getting exercise, and you're playing Pokemon Go. So that's why the main series, the regular portion of the game where you're catching Pokemon or grinding, that's the healthy port. That portion can actually be very healthy for you. In comparison to all the other games, you know, like gambling addiction for those that spend way too much money on raid passes, or that are Pokemon PvP addicted and you have all this anxiety about not making legend and everything like that, in which that's not part of healthy. But yes, take a look at the worksheet. I'm pretty sure I will use this worksheet again in the future as a tip, just to remind y'all that exercise is important, and this is a good reason of why Pokemon Go in the regular casual game is actually pretty good for you. Without further ado, this is a feature on Buzzwole for the Summer Cup, and without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. Buzzwole's gonna Buzzwole its way to victory like a really roided up All Might. Actually, it really does look like All Might. If you watch my hair like Damien, it really does look like All Might. And as you see here, All Might loses the lead. I should just call mine's All Might. It looks like it. Anyways, we swap into... I swap into Swampert for some odd reason. My opponent doesn't shield, and I'm like, yeah, dude, that's gonna hurt a lot. So Galvantula safe switch, as you see, doesn't do so well with taking damage against a Swampert. I had no idea why you didn't shield the Hydro Cannon. However, Swampert has a great matchup against Galvantula anyways, and I would likely win the 2s anyways, just because of the fact that Hydro Cannon slaps. They send in Viggy, and I already know there's a Noctowl in the back. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to Hydro Cannon our way to victory. But I guess what my opponent was thinking is, oh, let me just preserve my shields. But that's still a bad idea. So we lose the lead, and Shadow Swampert is a freaking beast and a destroyer of your elo and mine's included. So, as you see here, we're just going to eat this Body Slam. We won alignment. All we're going to do is send in Buzzwole, and all Buzzwole is going to smash. United States of Smash. Actually, no, that's overpowered. That would kill in one shot. This is more like a, what's a small state? A Rhode Island Smash or something like that. And then all we're going to do is we're going to send in Galvantula. I switched to because I didn't switch over to Discharge. Yes, I switched over to Discharge later in this matchup, but it wouldn't have really mattered if I had Discharge or not. All I would really have to do here is just spam Lunge and the Volt Switch damage would have just taken out this Noctowl anyways. So, yeah, either way it would have worked out. As you see here, all we're going to do is we're just going to fire this second lunge. Our opponent eats anyways because they already know it's game over. The next Sky Attack likely wouldn't kill my Galvantula because they're -2. And either way, Buzzwole would have just smashed its way to victory, literally flexing its way down this poor freaking Noctowl. And that's GG's. To the next battle, Buzzwole's really strong because of it's really awkward of how Buzzwole operates. As you see here, Buzzwole actually beats Swampert in the 2-shield. That's counter damage plus lunge equals Buzzwole can actually 2-shield its way to victory. As you see here, it's chunking the unholy crap out of this poor Swampert. Swampert leads. Yay. And all you're going to do is you're going to straight lunge. Straight lunge, our opponent should take their shield, or they give up Swampert outright. And as you see, they give up their shield. And then they swap into Noctowl. This is why we have Galvantula, because Galvantula is able to catch Noctowl. That, or you can use something like Viggy. Viggy would still do a decent amount of chip damage against Noctowl, because Noctowl would take neutral damage from the counters. And, of course, Body Slam spam. I just slapped Galvantula on this team. In all honesty, I would say Viggy's a lot more balanced, or another Safe Switch, like even, I would say Ninetales would do really great. But I just put Galvantula just kind of like slapping him on in the middle as a Safe Switch, because Galvantula is still a pretty solid Safe Switch, and you can see it around a lot in the Summer Cup. Akin comes in the Swampert, and all we're going to do is lunge our way to victory. My Galvantula has 6,969,420,000 amounts of energy, and they don't end up shielding, and that's a Zapdos. And they don't shield because it's pretty much game over for the most part. Even if they shielded that part, even if they shielded that with Swampert, I still have my own Swampert, and I could still contend with... I basically would smack the unholy crap out of that poor Swampert. I have so much energy. Swampert doesn't have any energy to begin with. As you see, Drill Peck goes through, but this Hydro Cannon, because of the fact that's a Shadow Zapdos will get one-shot by a Shadow Hydro Cannon. And that's game. Well, not quite at like full H. Well, with that chip damage, it's pretty much gone. But on to the third battle. As you see here, Buzzwole winning the lead is very dangerous, as with any fighter. But Buzzwole's unique because it beats other fighters, because it resists counter. Which is why people are playing Blaziken, because Blaziken's Blast Burn does a huge amount of damage, even if it's neutral. And it still serves its purpose as a counter user. As you see here, we get a Walrein, which is great for us. We grab a shield, and then we get a Swampert. I'm going to fire this lunge. And then what I'm going to do here is I have two choices. One, I could stay in with Buzzwole, especially since he got debuffed, or I could swap into my own Swampert, because Swampert can now live a Hydro Cannon. I'm going to fire my Hydro Cannon here, and then I still have shield. And like I mentioned, because we got the debuff -1, I still should be able to live a Hydro Cannon even if they fired it. They elect to let their Swampert go, and I'm kind of scratching my head. It would have been better for you to take your shield. But they elect to send in their Walrein, which is okay here. I will eat this Icicle Spear, because Icicle Spear won't KO at this range. But I'm going to have to fire a move. I recognize I won't be able to get to the Sludge Wave. So I'm going to fire this Hydro Cannon. And then this should do a decent amount of chip damage, or outright allow me to farm down this Walrein. And as you see, the latter works out. So now my opponent is pretty much screwed. They have a whole Talonflame, but it doesn't really matter. All I have to do is Hydro Cannon, take this last shield, send in Galvantula, and like I mentioned, I changed Galvantula back to lunge, and as you see, one lunge will send us to the victory and send this poor little bird to the Shadow Realm. I'm not sure how electrified barbecued Talonflame tastes, but you know what? The taste of victory is pretty sweet, and on this moment, we get the taste of victory. And that's game. Speaking of that, wings sound really good, and that's a very nice number. 8,420 wins, especially those last 3 digits. That's a sweet number. Anyways, we get our fourth battle. We get Obstagoon and Buzzwole, and this is absolutely terrible for your opponent. Imagine if you have a Buzzwole in the back against an Obstagoon. Obstagoon's going to get farmed down. As you see here, Buzzwole's chunking away at this Obstagoon. What makes it even worse is because it's a fighting type, it will resist Night Slash, and if it's carrying Cross Chop, Bug resists fighting. So Buzzwole effectively walls Obstagoon unless it's carrying Hyper Beam. But, well, assuming it doesn't have 100 energy, it's never going to get there. As you see here, they swap into Swampert, as Swampert's a pretty damn popular Safe Switch, just because of Hydro Cannon damage, is very neutral, and does a lot if you don't get a Grass Type swap into you. As you see here, because it's debuffed, we're able to live this Hydro Cannon, and then what we're going to do is we're going to fire our own Hydro Cannon, and that will take out their poor Swampert. Because they're debuffed, they will get KO'd. As you see here, I won't be able to get to a Sludge Wave, so I'm going to fire this Hydro Cannon. And then all we're going to do is we're going to send Buzzwole, and Buzzwole's going to do what Buzzwole does. He smacks. Literally. We're going to wait out the timer a little bit, or I'm just going to send in Galvantula right away because I'm like, you know, it doesn't really matter if I wait out the timer at this point. They fire Icicle Spear or an Earthquake, actually, and that actually almost KOs my thing, but I already know that the Obstagoon's in the back, so it doesn't really matter. All I have to do is save my shields for Buzzwole, and Buzzwole is going to strong arm its way to victory. It's going to be like One Punch Man, except for multiple punches, and as you see here, we're going to fist pump our way to victory. It looks like it's fist pumping its way to victory. It literally looks like a fist pump. I can't believe I just noticed that right now, but it's literally fist pumping its way to victory. Oh my god, that's hilarious. And now for our fist pump, we have for our 5th battle, we have a Buzzwole into a Talonflame. Obviously, this is a terrible leave, so what you're going to do, you're going to switch into Swampert, or you're going to switch into Galvantula. At this rate, I'm going to switch into Galvantula so that we can send in Swampert with their back row. Our opponent is slow to the switch, though, because they're like, what do I swap into? Then that happens to be a Lickitung. And if I look on the top right, I notice that Lickitung actually isn't XL, but it doesn't really matter anyways because of the fact that we got all that extra energy because my opponent took a long time to figure out whether they wanted to switch or not. Even if they switched in right away, we still would have got to lunges and we could still debuff like we do here. It's going to be a -2 debuff at this point with another lunge going off. And then Galvantula is just going to town against this poor freaking Lickitung. And now all I'm going to do here is I'm going to farm down this Lickitung. Even if that wasn't XL, we'd be fine. It's because it's a -2 Lickitung, and now we win back alignment. Since we won back switch with Galvantula, now we can safely align Swampert onto this Talonflame, and then we got Buzzwole for whatever they have in the back row. We break a shield, we send in Swampert like our original plan is, and as you see here, we're just going to Hydro Cannon this thing to oblivion. I've killed many Talonflames in this cup already, and it may be another one that's sent to the Shadow Realm, and that's a Brave Bird. Very nice idea, by the way, and this is the funny part. So as you see, I overcharge here, and I'm going to swap into Buzzwole. Buzzwole versus Araquanid is hilarious. Fighting resist Bug. Bubble Beam doesn't do a lot of damage because Araquanid doesn't have a high attack stat to begin with, and you resist Bug Buzz because of the factor of fighting type, except as you see, Buzz Buzz does a ton of damage. And as you see here, Lunge, Araquanid actually doesn't resist Lunge because it doesn't carry any subtyping that allows it to prevent Lunge. However, I'm going to fire the second Lunge, and Swampert has so much energy, I can Hydro Cannon my way to victory. I don't even have to shield Buzzwole, and my opponent knows that as well. Because I already have 2 Hydro Cannons banked up from Expert Management like I did before, I could just double Hydro Cannon, and that's game. As you see, at Expert Energy Management, Buzzwole is a beast, and if you don't like I said, this is a weak to a Fire Lead, but you could switch into a Vigoroth or another Save Switch if you don't like Galvantula Save Switch, but Buzzwole's a beast for this cup, and that's GG's. And that's game! I'm painfully aware that although Marowak is a pain in the booty to handle with this team, but again, you could swap out Galvantula if you'd like, or I've seen other variations where Buzzwole's actually in the back trying to catch those Viggy Save Switches, or if someone's playing Triple Fighter, then Buzzwole can pretty much just smack the unholy crap out of your entire team, which is very bad. But this team's if you have a Buzzwole, like I mentioned, there's a lot of different combinations of work, and as you see, Buzzwole is incredibly powerful for the Summer Cup, and it will be for the upcoming Fighting Cup as well. Do me a huge favor, please like, subscribe, comment for the YouTube algorithm. I really hope y'all are enjoying the Summer Cup, and the fact that Season 12 is coming very soon, only a few more weeks, and then Season 12... hopefully there'll be some good moveset changes and hopefully a new change to the game or something else that will keep us interested. Or we're just going to end up having another season with the same old stuff, and yeah. But another thing is, you also have Obstagoon Community Day, which is coming out soon, so make sure y'all go play and get your Obstagoons too. Again, do me a huge favor, please like, subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. I really do appreciate y'all. I will be back to streaming, I will say, yeah, I'm probably going to stream again this weekend, but there's a lot of stuff going on. You got community day and everything like that, so I don't know if I will stream on Sunday because I have something going on. We'll see what happens, but really do appreciate y'all that show us my streams, and I'll appreciate all the support y'all give out every day. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see y'all on the next video.